You were a light in a room half gone, a quiet place I could lean my heart on. I held your name like it could stay, but even stars fall out someday. I felt the distance in your hands, like love was slipping through the cracks. I called it hope, I called it real, but some things break and don't come back. You were never mine to keep, still I gave you all of me. Held you closer through the dark while you were drifting out of reach. I was fighting for a flame, you were fading every week. I can say it now with tears, you were never mine to keep. I built a home inside your eyes, made forever out of little signs. Every promise sounded true, till silence said more than you do. I knew the end before it came, but love can make a lie wait. So I stayed soft, I stayed too long, while you were learning how to break. You were never mine to keep, still I gave you all of me. Held you closer through the dark while you were drifting out of reach. I was fighting for a flame, you were fading every week. I can say it now with tears, you were never mine to keep. Maybe I was loving what I needed, not the truth of who you were. Maybe I kept reaching for a feeling that was only made to hurt. And I hate how much I miss you, even knowing what this means. Some hearts are only passing through, not meant to stay, not meant to keep. You were never mine to keep, still I gave you all of me. Wrapped my whole heart around your ghost while you were letting go of me. I was begging love to live, you were already out of reach. Now the hardest truth I know is you were never mine to keep. You were never mine to keep, still it broke me when you'd leave. You were never mine to keep. You were there in the quietest ways, like a light that would soften my days. I thought love meant you'd slowly stay, not disappear a little more each day. I felt it in the way you changed, in the space between your words and mine. I tried to hold what was already gone, called it love, called it time. I kept losing you, even when you were right beside me. I kept reaching out, but you were further every night. I gave all I had to a heart that couldn't stay true, and the hardest thing to say is I kept losing you. We were built from a beautiful I kept loving you anyway. I knew before I let it in, there was nothing left for me to save. Still I stood inside the fire, hoping love could make you stay. I kept losing you, even when you were right beside me. I kept reaching out, but you were further every night. I gave all I had to a heart that couldn't stay true, and the hardest thing to say is I kept losing you. Maybe I was loving who you used to be. Maybe I was holding on to memory. Maybe I was staying where the light burned out, trying to believe in us somehow. And every little piece of us fell through my hands too soon. I didn't lose you all at once. I kept losing you. I kept losing you long before the final goodbye found me. I kept breaking too, watching love turn into memory. Now there's nothing left but the echo of what we once knew, and the truth I can't escape is I kept losing you. I kept losing you. In the silence, in the truth, I kept losing you. You came like light through a broken blind, soft enough to make me think maybe love could change its mind. Maybe this time it would stay with me. But even in your warmest arms there was a distance I could feel, like something beautiful was leaving before it ever could be real. You were what I couldn't hold, like water running through my hands. I gave you every part of me, but love was never in my hands. I tried to keep you close to me, but some hearts go where they want, and now I'm left with all the hurt from what I couldn't hold. I watched you fading little by little in the silence, in the space. You still stood right there beside me, but I could feel you slip away. I kept pretending not to see the end was written in your eyes. I called it fear, I called it time, but deep inside I knew goodbye. You were what I couldn't hold, like water running through my hands. I gave you every part of me, but love was never in my hands. I tried to keep you close to me, but some hearts go where they want, and now I'm left with all the hurt from what I couldn't hold. Maybe love is not always losing. Maybe some things just pass through. Maybe I was meant to learn not every dream was made come true. but that doesn't make it easier when your shadow fills this room and every part of me still aches for what I couldn't hold. You were what I couldn't hold, the kind of love that won't stay still. I reach for you with open hands, but empty hands are all I feel. I wanted you to be the one, I wanted us to grow old. Now all I have is memory and what I couldn't hold. What I couldn't hold still lives inside my soul. What I couldn't hold. I know your voice before you speak, like a habit I can never leave. You pull me in without a touch, and somehow that is still enough. I tell myself this time will change, that maybe we can make it last. But every road I take from you leads me right back to the past. I'm still running back to the thing that keeps on breaking me, still turning around every time I almost get free. I know your love isn't something I was meant to have, but every time you let me go, I'm still running back. To keep my hope alive, I read your silence like a sign and lose myself between the lines. I know the ending by heart now. I know the ache before it starts, but lonely makes a liar out of me and sends me racing to your arms. I'm still running back to the thing that keeps on breaking me, nothing waiting there, still reaching out for a love that's only halfway here. I gave too much to something I could never make last, and no matter how I try to leave, I'm still running back, still running back. Even when it hurts like that, still running back. slow, like a quiet light. May the dark feel its light mine. I gave you places I used to hide, and let your hands rewrite my life. I didn't see it happening, how your world became my truth. I kept giving pieces of me away, till there was nothing left but you. I lost myself in you, in every word and every touch. I gave more than I knew, till I forgot who I was. I let your love define me, built my whole heart around your mood. And somewhere in the middle of you, I lost myself in you. I wore your silence like my fault, carried your distance in my thoughts. I kept bending, not to break, while you gave less with every day. I called it hope, I called it trust, but really I was just confused, trying to save what you let fade, while losing what was left of me too. I lost myself in you, in every word and every touch. I gave more than I knew, till I forgot who I was. I let your love define me, built my whole heart around your mood. And somewhere in the middle of loving you, I lost myself in you. And now I'm standing in the wreckage, trying to find my name again, looking for the girl I was before I needed you like breath. Maybe love should never cost everything you are inside. Maybe I was so afraid to lose you, I let myself disappear in time. I lost myself in you, in all the things I tried to be. I changed my shape, my voice, my truth, just to keep you close to me. Now I'm learning how to heal from the weight of what I gave to you. But the hardest thing to face is I lost myself in you. I lost myself in you. Now I'm trying to come back through. I lost myself in you. I lost myself in you. I thought I found a place to land, somewhere safe inside your hands. You looked like peace, you felt like home, but I was never really known. I kept mistaking almost love for something I could trust, and every time I called it real, it only pulled me further from myself. Loving you was the love again. I thought holding on was love, I thought pain was what it cost. But looking back, the hardest truth is loving you was the loss. You took the best of how I felt and left me learning someone else. I stayed too long inside your shade, trying to save what you wouldn't name. I called your distance something small, something time would help us cross. But every step I took to you was one more thing in me you lost. Loving you was the loss, not the leaving, not the end. It was giving you my heart and watching it come back. Let's hold again. I thought holding on was love, I thought pain was what it cost. But looking back, the hardest truth is loving you was the loss. Loving you was the loss. Maybe I was chasing being chosen more than I was seeing what was true. Maybe I kept calling it devotion when all it did was slowly undo every soft and trusting part of me. Every dream I laid across your arms, I didn't lose it in the goodbye, I lost it while I loved you hard. Loving you was the loss, not the silence after us. It was every night I broke myself just trying to be enough. I thought if I stayed close, we could be what I had hoped. Now the deepest cut I carry is loving you was the loss. Loving you was the loss. Before you left, before it stopped, loving you was the loss.